The movie begins with a scene at the Senate Armed Services Committee, where retired military officer Theodore Hayes is being considered for the position of Navy Secretary. During the hearing, Hayes addresses the lack of opportunities for women in the Navy, explaining the policies in place. However, Senator Leland Haven, from Texas, who is leading the meeting, interrupts him and questions his reasoning. She strongly criticizes the Navy's long-standing bias against women, supporting her argument by revealing a secret document known as the Lark Report. The report contains negative remarks from senior Navy officials that highlight the deep-rooted sexism within the organization. After reading key parts of the report to the committee members, the atmosphere in the room becomes tense. Following this contentious hearing, the Navy arranges a private meeting with Senator DeHaven and representatives from the Department of Defense. During the meeting, defense officials express their strong opposition to allowing women in the Navy and propose a plan to undermine DeHaven's efforts. They suggest that a female candidate must undergo and successfully complete the Navy's most difficult training program. Although Senator DeHaven is fully aware that the officials are setting the female candidate up to fail by choosing such a challenging program, she agrees to the plan, seeing the potential for significant political gain if it succeeds. The story then shifts to Lieutenant Jordan O'Neill, a topographic analyst working in a naval satellite monitoring center. She is focused on ensuring the safe return of a SEAL team from a dangerous war zone, and when communication with the team is lost, O'Neill uses her expertise to suggest an alternative extraction point. Her quick thinking leads to the SEAL team's successful and timely rescue, showcasing her tactical skills. This incident catches the attention of Senator DeHaven, who, while reviewing potential candidates for the CRT program, selects O'Neill. She is drawn to O'Neill's strong background as both a former Olympic triathlete and a top student, fitting DeHaven's vision of a traditionally feminine woman succeeding in the Navy. Despite her fiancé Lieutenant Commander Royce Harper's warnings about the dangers of the program, O'Neill accepts the challenge, motivated to prove herself and open doors for future women in the Navy. Upon arriving at the training center, she is given separate quarters from the male trainees, which immediately sets her apart. O'Neill faces overt sexism and hostility from the male trainees during her first dinner, and the tension continues as the training begins the next day. The commanding officer warns the group that the program is designed to weed out most participants, with only a few making it through the first 3 weeks. Under the strict leadership of Command Master Chief John Ergale, the trainees endure brutal physical challenges designed to test their limits. Ergale treats O'Neill just as harshly as her male counterparts, but she also faces additional sexist comments from some of the men. Despite the difficulties, O'Neill refuses to quit and pushes through each grueling exercise, determined to prove that she can endure the same challenges as the men. Her resilience surprises her peers, and although she continues to face resentment, she remains undeterred. As the weeks progress, O'Neill's determination becomes even more apparent. During an obstacle course, she is offered special platforms to assist her with the more difficult tasks, as military regulations require different standards for female trainees. However, O'Neill refuses the help, insisting on being treated equally and completing each obstacle as the men do. Her decision earns her the reluctant respect of Master Chief Ergale, but the resentment from her male teammates lingers, particularly during a wall climbing exercise where they leave her behind, highlighting the ongoing tension. The media soon catches wind of O'Neill's progress, and she is given the nickname G.I. Jane. Despite the intense pressure, O'Neill continues to impress her trainers, completing the infamous Hell Week and surpassing the expectations of the military officials who had hoped she would fail. As her story gains attention, O'Neill's success frustrates officials at the Department of Defense, including Theodore Hayes, now the Secretary of the Navy, who had initially been skeptical of allowing women to participate in such a rigorous program. O'Neill faces one of her toughest challenges yet. She and her team must evade capture while navigating through hostile terrain. O'Neill's leadership skills are put to the test when several of her teammates are injured or captured. Despite the harsh conditions and brutal interrogation methods employed by the trainers, O'Neill refuses to give up and encourages her team to stay strong. In a dramatic confrontation with Master Chief Ergale, O'Neill is physically tested to her limits but manages to stand her ground, earning her teammates' respect. However, O'Neill's journey takes a turn when a scandal erupts involving secret photographs of her taken during a day off. Accusations of misconduct threaten to derail her progress, and she learns that the photos were leaked by none other than Senator DeHaven, who had been using O'Neill for her own political gain. Realizing she has been manipulated, O'Neill confronts DeHaven and threatens to expose the truth. This revelation only strengthens O'Neill's resolve to complete the program on her own terms. In the final scenes, O'Neill leads her team during a critical mission, where her tactical skills and leadership save the day. Master Chief Ergale, now fully recognizing her abilities, awards her the Navy Cross and a book of poetry, symbolizing her perseverance and success. The story concludes with O'Neill proving that with determination, intelligence, and resilience, even the most difficult obstacles can be overcome, breaking down barriers for women in the Navy.